This is Mrs. Naslin, and today we'll be doing Fluency Lesson 6, Multiply and Divide with 4. Our learning targets today are, I can explore patterns in fours, count-bys, multiplications, and divisions, and I can practice shortcuts for finding multiplication and divisions. Alright, so we're looking at our fours today. And you'll see that I've circled our sets of fours, and we're going to go ahead and go through each of the fours. So one set of 4 we would write as 1 times 4, which equals 4. Two sets of 4s is 2 times 4, which is 8. 3 sets of 4 is 3 times 4, which is 12. 4 sets of 4 is 4 times 4, which is 16. 5 sets of 4s is 5 times 4, which is 20. 6 sets of 4s is 6 times 4, which is 24. 7 sets of 4s is 7 times 4, which is 28. 8 sets of 4s is 8 times 4, which is 32. 9 sets of 4s is 9 times 4, which is 36. And lastly, 10 sets of 4s is 10 times 4, which is 40. All right, so first I'm going to read all of our products here. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 16, and 40. Go ahead and take a look and see if you can find any patterns in our products. All right, so some of the patterns that I found are, if you take a look at the ones digits, you'll see a pattern. So it starts off with 4, 8, and just the ones digits, 2, 6, 0. And then it repeats 4, 8, 2, 6, 0. Let's see, other patterns that you might see. All of the products, all of the answers here are evens. And that's because we're multiplying by 4 an even number, but they're all evens. So those are the two patterns that I found. And if you found other patterns, awesome. Now, the other thing I did is I'm going to move this over. And we're just going to compare these to the division of the 4s as well. So we did this with the 3s. It's very similar. We're just going to take a look and compare them so that you can see how they align. So we're looking here. 1 times 4 is 4. If we do 4 divided by 1, we're going to get 4. And if you do 4 divided by 4, you're going to get 1. Okay? And you'll notice that, again, all of these, your two factors in your product are going to show up in your division. Let's see, do you see any other patterns in the division? You might notice that the divisor here is going up by 1 here. And you might also notice here in the product that the product is going up by 1. Good. Let's keep going. All right, now these strategies are very similar, or pretty much the same as our strategies we use for our 3s, but we'll review them really quick. So for the 5s, shortcut, basically, let's say I'm trying to figure out what 7 times 4 is. Okay, I can't remember what 7 times 4 is. You can always multiply the number by 5 if you know your 5s really well. So let's start with 5 times 4, which we know is 20. And then all I do is I count up those extra, 5 times 4, which equals 20. I'll get my eraser there. Which equals 20. And then all I do is I add those extra 4s on. So I've already done 5 of my 4s, and I need to go 2 more to get to 7. So I'm going to add 1 set of 4 on. 20 plus 4 would give me 24. And then I need to add another set of 4s, because that's only 6. So 24 plus 4 is 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. So again, doing the 5s that you do know, and then adding up or going down to get to the answer. Close count bys is the same idea. Let's say I'm trying to figure out what 8 times 4 is. I can't remember what 8 times 4 is. but I do remember what 9 times 4 is. Maybe I use my 9's finger trick, or I've memorized my 9's. But if I did my 9's finger trick, let's say I use that one, I'm going to get 36. 9 times 4 is 36. But I want 8 times 4. So I need to get rid of one set of 4. So I'm going to think to myself, okay, well, 36 minus 4 would give me 32. And that is the correct answer. 8 times 4 is 32. All right, next, we're going to talk about a couple vocab words. A factor are the numbers that you can multiply together to get another number. So for example, 2 and 3 are factors of 6 because 2 times 3 equals 6. A number can have many factors. So these are the factors. The two things that you're multiplying together are the factors, okay? And the answer to a multiplication problem is the product, okay? This is the result of multiplying. For instance, 6 is the product of 2 times 3. So your answer when you multiply is the product. The two numbers you're multiplying is your factor. All right. Next, we're going to be talking about equal share drawings. It says copy and complete each equal share drawing, then tell whether the number in the box is a factor or a product. So, if I look at these look a little strange, but your answer up here, this is your product. This is the answer that you are going to get. And then this is one of the factors. So the way I look at these is I try to think, okay, 3 times what equals 21, or 3 groups or 3 of these numbers put together is going to equal 21. Okay, so I'm thinking about that, and I know that 3 times 7 equals 21. So I put 7 in here, and then we can check my work and see if I'm right. So I'm going to say 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 7 more is 21. So that works. And then I have to decide, is this a factor or is it the product? Remember, the product is the answer to the multiplication problem. Knowing that, that tells me that this number is indeed a factor, right? It's one of the things I'm multiplying to get to my answer. All right, how about this one? This time they gave us the factors, and we have to try to figure out what the product is. So again, you're taking 2 times 9, or you're doing 9 plus 9. So go ahead and think about what you think that is. We'll see if you're right. All right, the answer is 18. 2 times 9 is 18. And then you have to decide, is this a product or is it a factor? You said product? Great work. All right. Lastly, we are going to talk about fast arrays. So we talked about arrays earlier, and this is just a very quick way to draw an array. Instead of drawing every single little dot, it's just a quick way to do it. When you look at these, the outside, the numbers on the outside, this is saying that there's 3 rows. This is saying there's 8 columns, just like in a regular array. These are the factors. These are the numbers you're multiplying. The number in the middle is the product. Okay? So first one here, we're going to do 3 times 8, which gives us 24. And that is, again, our product. All right. Then go ahead and look at this one. We know how many columns there are. There's 9. And we don't know how many rows, but we want to figure out how many 9 times what equals 45. So go ahead and think about that one. See if you can figure it out. All right. If you got 5, you were correct, right? 9 times 5 is 45. So again, this is just a quick way of drawing an array. You can use these on your own if you would like to speed up the process of drawing out your arrays. So today we looked at strategies for our fours. We also talked about equal share drawings and fast arrays.